Well, hello guys, welcome to Versus 3. I'm the Custard Prophet, and this is the recap of the third set of episodes. So that's Match Day 18. If you don't know what this save is all about, this is where myself, that Trucking Football Manager, and Avoiding Relegation all go up against each other over the course of one season, playing FM20, Football Manager 2020. And we're all managing the same club, FC20, over that season. And really, we're just seeing who can get the most points over the season. We're also going up against the FMAI, which is good. So it's a bit of a yardstick to how things have gone on. We're about halfway through. We'll probably have another 2-3 more episodes to wrap it up and see who is the overall winner. This is the third incarnation of this. And if you are interested in seeing what has gone on in either before in this series, check the links below and you'll find the links to videos of all the channels of Avoiding Relegation and that Trucking Football Manager. But also you will see links to previous Versus series where I went up against that Trucking Football Manager in the past, just the two of us head to head, and one where I went up against the FMAI over the course of a season as well, all in different clubs. Right then, so we're going to go on to check out how these two fine creators, how everyone has got on, recap what's happened. What I did want to say first of all, so I did forget to mention something pointed out to me by Avoiding Relegation during their save. Avoiding Relegation did something a little bit clever. So he asked the board for more money. I think that Trucking Football Manager did this as well. But Avoiding Relegation got a big chunk more wage budget, apparently £100,000 more wage budget. And he's managed to push a load of that onto the transfer budget. He's also able to get a bunch more signings this time. We're not going to go talk about signings at all. He has bought a couple more to come in the transfer window. I'm going to do all the transfers next episode when they actually appear. But we're just going to have a look at the fixtures and how people have got on now. So the AI... that Trucking Football Manager, myself, and Avoiding Relegation, see how we've all got on. And then we'll look at some game highlights from Matchday 18 and then wrap it all up and see what the league table looks like. Let's get into it. Okay, right. So we're going to just start off by reminding you guys how everyone had got on at the end of last episode. And this was the table that we finished with Avoiding Relegation ahead of myself by 2 points, 21 to 19 points. That Trucking Football Manager languishing a little bit further back, 7 points behind on just 12 points, and the FMAI with an utterly terrible start on just 5 points. And what I was saying is I thought it incredibly likely that the FMAI was going to get sacked, because why wouldn't they? They're doing absolutely awful, and that was very much on the cards. So let's have a little look at what the situation looks like in terms of fixtures. So let's go and have a look at the fixtures and the games played for the FMAI, and we'll find out if they have got sacked. So here is the FMAI. The last game that we saw the result of was the game against Utrecht, so a 4-1 loss. And I was expecting something to appear quite soon after that, but you can see things have picked up remarkably well. They lost against PSV, which is fine. I think that's a fine result. They then won in the cup easily, and maybe that gave them a couple more minutes, but then they picked up a point away against RKC. I think that's a decent result. And then a loss against Wilhelm II, but it was the next 3 games all at home against teams that they could pick stuff up against. So Zwolle, Den Haag and Vitesse, and they won all of those games, 9 points out of 9. So you can see they are right back on track, with another couple of draws after that, away at Emmen and then away against Sparta. So pretty damn good, I think, actually, for the FMAI. A good haul of points, and they're not sacked. So moving on to that Trucking Football Manager, how have they done? Well, done okay, really. Last game we saw was the game against ADO Den Haag. They then picked up a win against Zwolle, 2-1, and then won the next 2 league games against Wilhelm II and Fortuna Sittard. They've then gone through a little bit of a sticky patch, not picking up a win in the next 4 games. So losses against Utrecht and Den Haag, draws against Vitesse Arnhem, and an absolutely corking draw against away at Feyenoord. So, and they'll be playing Groningen in their their game that we'll see the highlights of. Next up, it's myself. We've continued to do okay. We've pulled up. We've either won games or lost games. So we had that win in the last game against Wilhelm 2. We lost then against Den Haag, which was a little bit disappointing because we should be beaten then. We then beat Feyenoord 1-0. Mad. Very good result. Lost away at Fortuna Sittard, should win that. Won the next 3 against RKC, Venlo and Groningen. And then lost away against Heerenveen with a game at home to Emmen coming up, which doesn't sound the hardest game in the world, but we'll see how we get on in the highlights. The final set of results that we're going to look at is those of avoiding relegation. As you can see, last game they played was against Zwolle. They have then had a bit of a... Yeah, it's similar really, isn't it? It's just kind of spread across everything. So they've had a draw against Den Haag, beat Vitesse Arnhem, Groningen and Zwolle, but then lost to PSV, Ajax and Feyenoord. So you can understand why they lost those games, all against very, very good sides. And they are playing Heracles in game day 18. Right then, so let's see how everyone got on in game day 18. Let's roll the highlights.
Oh, corner for FC20 into the middle, way dance. Oh, he got on the end of it, but did not score. Busquets picks up the loose ball, way dance again, and he scores.
We went on a really nice run, and then that couple of shaky performances has been disappointing. Cantala Piedra to take the free kick, and it's a good one, and he's hit the post, and Berggreen mops it up. That's his 8th of the season. He scores a lot more with his feet than he does with his head, which I think I said last time. He's got good feet for a big man. He basically is Peter Crouch. That's a huge ball forward, and Postma brings it down. That was easy, wasn't it? Verdonk, don't foul him there. Postma lays it back to Gudmundsson, squares it to Bauk, and it's one each. That didn't last, did it? Schenk heads it forward, and Saive Nostant and Cantala Piedra slots one through. Berggreen will get there somehow. Berggreen short. Berggreen has scored out of absolutely nothing. He's beaten 3 men to that ball. I don't know how he's done that. Having said all our strikers are old and slow, well, he's listening, isn't he?
I don't know what's going on now. No idea. Back to the goalkeeper, Dahlberg, who's flapped it forward. Nicely done. Adzik. I mean, they've done all right. Oh, for Pete's sake, we're 1-0 down. Right then, guys, some interesting goals there. I'm sure you'll agree. So yeah, top of the list there. You see that I lost to FC Emmen. You saw that if you watched the game, it was a pretty unlucky loss. I think most people will agree. Played very, very well, just didn't put the ball in the back of the net. But it made a big difference, didn't it? It made a big difference. We'll have a look at the table and what difference that made. The Trucking Football Manager, well, they got a good 2-1 win over Groningen. I think that was a very solid result. Avoiding relegation, got a win over Heracles. I'd have expected them to get that, but yeah, it's still, I think, a very, very good set of results from avoiding relegation. I'm not sure we'll be able to catch up within these 8 games. And at the bottom there, the game we looked at right at the start, Sparta drawing 1-1 with the FMAI. It was hugely surprising how well the FMAI has done, and the fact they haven't been sacked yet. The manager hasn't been sacked yet. Really massive improvement. Those bunch of wins on the trot certainly have helped, and it'll be interesting to see if he can stay in post till the end of the season, because they are out the drop zone. let's have a look to see what that does to the table. Right then, so it has all kind of tightened up a little bit. So avoiding relegation, still top. They have extended their lead by a single point. They are now on 34 points, 10 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses, with a goal difference of 9. Myself, I'm now a point further back, 9 wins, 4 draws, 5 losses, and 31 points. But that Trucking Football Manager, they have made the biggest inroads. They have now got 26 points, just 5 points behind me, and 8 points behind avoiding relegation at this halfway stage. 7 wins, 5 draws, and 6 losses. The FMAI with an excellent last 8 games with 17 points, but their goal difference is pretty horrific. They're going to have to work hard to catch up, that Trucking Football Manager. They got 9 points to catch up, but it's certainly more doable than it was a little while ago. They've certainly turned their form around. So next time, guys, we will be coming back for game 22, which is directly after the transfer window. We'll go through the transfers that have been made. We'll see if anyone's made any big transfers, and we'll see how the table looks then. I mean, it is really close, and there is the chance for things to move around. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, I'll hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure you go over to the channels of Avoiding Relegation and that Trucking Football Manager, and make sure you subscribe to their channels. But until next time, I'll say goodbye, and hopefully see you on the channel again. Goodbye.